Hello, I hope everybody's having a very nice afternoon out there, even though it's very warm and windy. But in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit, elaborate about what I was talking about last night with the Long Island Pine Barrens. And look, I hate being that pessimistic, saying the Pine Barrens could disappear. But I think that a lot more needs to be done to save them. All right. There are a lot of beautiful places that are still left on Long Island. Beautiful places that have not been affected by the southern pine beetles yet. And these are areas that have been affected by wildfires. So this is the second part of my video here. All right. One of those places is the Rocky Point Preserve here, which has had fires. And we don't see southern pine beetle outbreaks here because of that. This image was taken in the fall, so you are seeing some fall foliage, I think. But I don't think you're seeing any southern pine beetle outbreaks. That's why I kind of wanted to go over to Google Earth. But I've been having problems with Google Earth working properly, so we have to use maps. But this is an area where we're not seeing any southern pine beetle outbreaks. If we look here, and this is an area where fires have burned. So this is my point, is where there have been fires. You can see it's all pines here, and it all looks pretty healthy. We don't see any southern pine beetle outbreaks, and this is because the fires have burned in this area. We've had big wildfires in 1995. So people say a wildfire is a bad thing, but in the Pine Barrens, it actually, even though we'd rather see controlled burns, even a wildfire is still better than no fire at all. And you can see here, this is an area that looks absolutely beautiful because there have been fires here. So this is why we need those fires in the Pine Barrens. This is proof of it right here. This is, again, from June 2024. I don't see any southern pine beetle outbreaks at all. Just nothing but great shapes. All right? That's because there have been fires here. The fires help the health of the pitch pines. It almost strengthens them. It makes them more resilient. That is, this is an area, again, another burn area over here, which we walked actually not that long ago. This is actually taken in June 2024, so fairly recent. And you can see all these delicious shapes here. No southern pine beetle outbreaks at all whatsoever, because there have been fires here. All right. The other areas of Long Island that have had major wildfires are Westhampton. And same thing here. We don't see any signs of the southern pine beetle over here. These are shorter pines because we're sort of near the dwarf pine area here. But you can see, again, no sign of the southern pine beetles here at all. This, again, was taken August 2024. All right. So I don't see any beetle outbreaks at all. And if there is one tree that gets affected by the beetles, it generally does not spread. It generally does not spread. And this is a very piney area. And I could see, actually, they have been doing some, it looks like they have been doing some, these are fire trails. So when they do this kind of stuff in New Jersey. And that is so they can have controlled fires. And that's what they're doing. So, yeah, that's so they can have controlled fires. So you can see here that there aren't any southern pine beetle infestations here at all. You can see that it's all very healthy, and that's again because there have been fires here. There have been fires, and that's why you don't see any southern pine beetle infestations here. And where there are fires, you generally don't have them. But where fires don't occur, that's where you do. But you can see here that they have put fire lines here. And this is a sign that they're getting ready to do a controlled burn in this area. So that's good because we need to keep doing these controlled burns. It's kind of interesting what they're doing over here in this area. And there is a beetle outbreak, actually, that's, like I said, that's on the periphery here of the burn area here. So it's very important that we do these controlled burns. It's very important that we do stuff to restore the health of the Pine Barrens here. And again, this is an area, again, that's very, very beautiful. Oh my gosh. So you could see, man, look at these delicious shapes over here. What a beautiful day this was. I hope I was in the Pine Barrens on this day that they took this clip here. But you can see here, this is a beautiful area, all right? So, again, these are all very important. It's very important to have these controlled burns. And thinning is another thing that we've seen them do here in the David A. Sarnoff Preserve here. And see, it actually looks like they have done a controlled burn in this area here. So we're going to have to get back here and take a look at this, because this looks like this is not beetles. This is controlled burn. So it looks like they are doing some things. Look, they need to do more, is all I'm saying, to preserve the Pine Barrens here and manage these. We need more funds from the state being put toward this, because the Pine Barrens are part of Long Island. They are just incredibly important, and for many, many reasons. So I'm glad to see them doing this in Westhampton. I'm glad to see them actually. It looks like they're doing controlled. This is New Jersey does this too. They have like a grid pattern of fire trails that they have. So when they want to do a controlled burn, they can do that. And I'm glad they're starting to do this. But more does need to be done, obviously, for these other areas suffering like Manorville, which Manorville is just getting hit so hard by the beetles. Brookhaven Labs, to another area that I've spoken about, all these pines here. This is an old street view, I guess, because it doesn't show them. Yeah, it does show some of them. All these pines here dying. But if we look at the area where the fire burned, over here, just give me a moment. This is the area where the fire burned. The Crescent Bow wildfire, which was the last really major wildfire we had here on Long Island. Hold on a second, and I will show you pictures from that area. Okay. So this here is where the Crescent Bow wildfire burned. You can see here that it's a healthy forest here. We've got mostly pines here. Beautiful area. And you can see here it really is. This is the area that's really done. Looks excellently. Looks a lot like New Jersey actually in this area. And this is why you need these wildfires in the Pine Barrens. It's very important to have fires, whether they're wildfires or we prefer controlled burns, obviously. But fire, regardless of whether it's a wildfire or a controlled burn, is very important for the Pine Barrens. Very important for the pines. So you can see here, actually beautiful, beautiful spot here. And many of the classic pitch pine shapes you'll find in New Jersey, obviously, you'll see here. So beautiful. So so hopefully you're getting my point here about this, and that is that fire is important for the Pine Barrens. So you may hear the media say, wildfire, we have this wildfire destroying the Pine Barrens, but it's not. It's renewing the Pine Barrens. And without fire in the Pine Barrens, there are no Pine Barrens. So there are some things being done. Maybe my video was very pessimistic last night. There are certainly some things being done, but not enough. And I just hate seeing what's happening here in Manorville. And I really don't want to see. This is a beautiful stretch along the expressway, and there's still parts that are still very beautiful here, obviously, and we want to keep it looking piney. So we need to figure out some solution to this, and the state needs to come in here and start controlled burns, maybe do a little thinning too, because this is a beautiful area. Look at all these beautiful pines. We don't want to lose this. So definitely more needs to be being done to stop the spread of these beetles, and hopefully we can. It's very important. It really is. And I will be taking a video soon, because they're running shuttle buses on the Greenport line. I know that's going to be stopping soon. So show you what's going on over here along the expressway, because it's important that we stop the spread of these beetles. We need to do more. The Pine Barrens are worth more than anything to me and to Long Island in general. So that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. And let's hope that the word gets out and more is done on Long Island, because I still don't want to have to go live in New Jersey, as you know. So I mean, this looks like maybe some stuff was done over here. This looks like a thinned area almost, but this is the kind of stuff that yeah. See, this is the way it's supposed to look here. We have nothing but pines. Just a few little short oaks. This is the way it's supposed to look. So let's hope that we can save the Long Island Pine Barrens. Let's save what's left. Let's not fool around anymore. Let's get it done. We can get it done if we put our minds to it. All these pines need are some fire and some space, and they will thrive. So that is all. And remember what it's all about. It's all about those great shapes.